Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to the center stage interview of Global Thought Leaders, a podium to exchange your ideas, experiences, and expertise, powered by International Directors Institute and initiative by RightSource Global. I am your host, Dr. Madhulika Ketari, and today we have with us Ms. Nishat Shaikh. She is a multifaceted professional in operations management, business development, and service delivery leader with over 25 years of rich experience in strong leadership qualities, customer relation, critical thinking, and stakeholder management. She has business expertise in setting up new domestic and international verticals. She is currently the president of international operations and client relations at Paramount Healthcare Management Private Limited and is completely driving the operations, business development, and CRM activities across various portfolios. Hi, Nishat. Welcome to your center stage interview. How are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Madhulika, for sparing your time and having me here.
Pleasure is all mine, Nishat. So let's kick off with your center stage interview. So I'll go with the first one. So how is the current global health insurance shaping up, and how do you think is India adapting to it?
Well, the global health insurance market is playing an astounding role in bringing around the changes, especially after the pandemic that has happened, the recent pandemic that we've all gone through, testing times, of course, and it has opened doors to people to think about their health. People have become more aware. The awareness of general insurance has grown. People want to consciously take care of their health now, and the market has opened up in terms of the insurance companies coming up with a lot of innovations. The AI is playing a major role here. They are coming up with a lot of innovative products, which is very friendly towards the consumers. The normal public today want to take on products which would be helpful to them, which would be beneficial for them. They were not aware of what even a health insurance product is before the pandemic struck. The penetration of health insurance sector in India was not even 10%, but today the kind of awareness that you see is astounding. So, for example, in terms of finance, if I talk about India, the global market was standing at around 2,000 billion approximately dollars in the year 2021, which grew to 2,250 billion dollars in 2022. And it is being predicted that the market is going to touch $4,000 billion by 2030, which is very good. When you talk of only the Indian market, combined the public sector and the private sector, we were just at around $300 billion in around 2023. But the market prediction or the market gurus are predicting the market to touch almost $600 billion by the year 2025, which is phenomenal for the Indian market. The awareness that is being created is absolutely wonderful to see. A lot of opportunities in terms of career for the normal people, a lot of awareness for the people to take care of their health, and a lot of products which are coming up in the market, which normal people can buy, normal consumers can kind of take on without even making a dent into their pockets.
I couldn't agree more with you, Nishat. I think pandemic has been a wake-up call with regards to, health and insurance and how important it is. I've been very closely working with, hospitals and healthcare providers during the pandemic, and I totally agree with you.
Oh, it was a very bad time, especially for people like us who are in the healthcare sector, who had to manage the consumers as well as the hospitals and the payers, and the kind of plight that we saw for the 2 years that was there. It was very saddening, very saddening.
I really hope people take at least their health now seriously and ensure that they plan everything accordingly and make
I
sure that
just hope so.
insurance.
Yeah, and we are keeping our fingers crossed that nothing goes wrong going forward, and there are no such calamities that that the world has to face. So we just hope that God is kind on all of us.
Absolutely. I hope so too. Thanks, Nishat. So how is the hospital or, the provider market in India, and what do you think is their primary role, and
Uh,
how does it affect the insurance market?
Yes, absolutely. So providers, hospitals are generally known go by the name of providers in the market here in India or at a global level. They play a very crucial role in the market in terms of the primary role of any provider or any hospital is to provide quality treatment to anybody, any policy holder or non-policy holder for that matter, at affordable rates. So this is their primary role. Now, when you talk about the hospitals working in network with the insurance companies, their role becomes a little different, where they are liable to work as per the guidelines of the insurance companies and extend facilities to any policyholder as per the policy TNC, the policy terms and conditions. Now, these hospitals can, unfortunately in India, we do not have a stratification or we do not have any regulators over these hospitals. So they work as per their whims and fancies. So what these payers or insurance companies do is they get into agreement with these hospitals where they decide on the rates. The rates are pre-negotiated, and the hospitals have to, kind of adhere to those rates and provide treatment to the policyholders as per the agreed tariffs. Again, when we talk about tariffs, see, these hospitals actually play a very crucial role in terms of uh, making a policy or a scheme a success or a failure. Why I'm saying this is because the hospitals, as I said, are not stratified in India. The rates are not similar. The stratification can be done like tertiary care hospital, which are the normal setup, like the Apollos and the Max and the Medantas and the Fortis group that I'm talking about. There's another level of hospitals, which are the secondary care hospitals, which are fairly large or mid-sized hospitals, and the nursing homes comes, which are the smaller setups with a few beds, which are independent hospitals run by a couple of consultants or standalone doctors. Now the rates differ in the same city. The rates for the same treatment would differ from hospital to hospital depending upon the class of the hospital. Within the hospitals also, it again is layered into different class of accommodations that the policyholder chooses to. So, for example, an economy class patient would be charged lesser than a member getting admitted into a suite or a deluxe room or a twin sharing room. Again, the rates would differ from city to city. The geographical location of the hospital also plays a major role. So, for example, the rates for a CABG or a cardiac related ailment that you're talking about in a metro or a tiered city would differ from the rates that are being charged in a 2-tiered or 3-tiered cities. So it is very important that the rates are agreed upon when it comes to health insurance. Purely when I talk about health insurance, it is very important that these network hospitals are utilized. The members opt in for cashless or direct billing facilities, where they can take advantage of the pre-negotiated rates that the hospitals have already in place with the insurance companies. So that way the members would not have to kind of run from pillar to post, where the payers are taking liability of the treatment of the patient, and the hospitals cannot take advantage because they know they will not be paid. So it is very important for the hospitals to get into an association with the provider, with the payers, the insurance companies, where the rates are pre-decided. So as I said, they play a very important role in ensuring whether an insurance scheme is running successfully or breaking it. So even the payers, the insurance companies, take all these things into consideration before they underwrite the risk. They need to know which are the hospitals which are going to be involved, because they know that at the back of the mind that the rates are going to be in a certain fashion. So it has to be a very viable and a win-win situation for everybody.
I could totally resonate with what you said. Yeah, very recently, one of my friends' father actually underwent a CABG, right? And the rates from one hospital to the other and one surgeon to the other also varied quite a bit. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's more than 50 to 70% variation.
Yes. And if you do not have an Indian passport, then you are taken for a ride royally. Unfortunately, this is a state in India, and you can't do anything because there is no standardization of rates in these hospitals. And unfortunately, unlike in other countries, there's a proper regulator which manages these kind of associations. In India, unfortunately, we are yet to see this change, but we are. I think the government is working towards it, and we are hopeful that this should be in place soon. But till that time, I don't know. I mean, we have to kind of make the best of what is available.
So the other side of this one is the third party administrators, right? So what do you think is their role in all this?
So third-party administrators are intermediaries. They are known as TPAs in India, who are licensed by the government, by the regulators. That is the IRDA here in India. The regulatory body is IRDA. These are intermediaries who are licensed by IRDA to act as a bridge between the hospitals and the insurance companies. Their primary role is to process claims, the health insurance claims that happen. Any member going to the hospital with an insurance policy needs to be paid, right? So irrespective of whether the patient has paid out of the pocket or whether the insurance company is going to be paid, the hospital needs to be paid. Now, the processing of these documents is being done by the TPAs or the third-party administrators. So their job is very crucial because they play a very balanced role between the insurance companies, the and the members, the hospitals, the insurance companies, and the insured policy holders. So all the data that you may want to, any kind of guidelines related to your insurance policy will be available with the TPA. TPAs typically have a mixed bag of employees with them from all walks of life. They may be medically trained doctors, they may be technically trained claim processors, insurance industry stalwarts. So you will find people from all walks of life here, and without them, it is absolutely impossible to survive today. 90% of the payers, the insurance companies here today, are utilizing or engaging with TPAs simply because they do not have the bandwidth to kind of process claims. The kind of claims that are happening in India today, it is a humongous task, and it is not possible by the insurance company to process these claims. TPAs again are functional 24/7, so their availability to general public is very important. Calamities don't come after announcement; they come unannounced. You can get into trouble any time. So at such times, TPAs play a catalyst where their caregivers or their assistants are there in the office to guide the members and to kind of take care of their hospitalization. TPAs would process the claims and also place a guarantee of payment to the hospital on behalf of the members and on behalf of the insurance companies to ensure that the member or the policyholder does not face any problem, because you cannot a normal lay person will not be expected to carry a lot of money at such time. So it is the TPA's job to ensure that the member does not face any kind of problems, and the treatment does not suffer. The quality of treatment is there in place, and the member does not have to run from mirror to mirror. So this is what a TPA does. Plus the kind of data that churns out of the TPA companies, because they are always backed by a very strong and robust IT team. So what happens is the kind of data that comes out of the TPA companies is very beneficial for the insurance companies to underwrite their risks. The TPAs also keep a very close watch on the fraud and abuse that is happening in the market, be it at the member end or at the hospital end. These reports are highlighted to the payers, to the government, and it is very helpful to kind of come up with variations in the products basis the data that is available with the with the TPAs. The analysis that the TPAs throw up is extremely beneficial.
All right. Thank you, Nishat, for explaining about what's the role of TPA in all this. So moving to the latest term that is coming into a lot of usage, home health care, right? So what is home health care, and how does it help the general public? And do you think it's a deterrent to the insurance market?
It is not a deterrent to the insurance market. Not always. See, today what is happening is there are two facets here. Firstly, home healthcare encompasses an array of services where the members get treated or get taken care of by trained medical professionals in the comfort of their homes. So, if you talk about the hospital perspective, what is happening today is members are not, very cash rich, or they do not have the bandwidth to pay up for the bills once their insurance limits are over. Also, this dearth of beds in the hospital. So there are so many times where members are waiting to be admitted, but there are no beds in the hospital. This is one area where the hospitals get stuck many a times. Many a times the doctors feel that, there is no medical intervention required for the member now. The member just needs normal supervision by somebody who's medically trained, and this can be done by somebody who's medically trained in the comfort of the home of the patient as well, so that they can give a chance to somebody who needs to be under medical supervision more. So it helps them kind of make place for other waiting members to be treated. If you talk about the member perspective, today what is happening is the cost of treatment is arbitrage. I mean, there is no end to the medical bills. I'm sure you'll agree to it. Once you enter the hospital, the bills just go skyrocketing. There is no stoppage there, and patients sometimes fall sick just by the thought of what are they going to do to kind of take care of the medical bills now. So, and many a times there's nobody to take care of the members in the hospital, in the sense sometimes the members, what they need is just somebody to be around them. They want to go back home in the comfort of their home, to feel better. For example, somebody who's just undergone a TKR, which is a total knee replacement, or a CABG, may not need medical supervision after a certain point of time, but the mobility factor has to be taken into care. They may need assistance daily chores, like somebody helping them with their medicines, somebody helping them with their bathing, feeding, or simple tasks like giving them medicines on time, getting their blood samples collected for further checkups. So all of this can be done from their comfort of their home. Now they cannot trust anybody to take care of these things. There has to be some level of medical knowledge available to the caregiver. These people generally are called caregivers. Now um, these are people who are trained nurses, normal general duty assistants, ICU trained nurses who can visit the members in their comfort of their home, stay with them, be supervise over the members' well-being, the general well-being, do simple things for them. Sometimes caregivers just give company to the member in the house, because people are working. Family members do not have time to stay with the patient who's come back from hospital all the time, because they have their own set of responsibilities, but they cannot leave their kith and kin at home unattended. So these caregivers or these nurses are very, very helpful at such times, where a lot of caregiving and wellness companies are there in India today who give excellent services. They have a whole bouquet of people who are medically trained in various acts of life. So being it a physiotherapist who needs to visit the member to give kind of physiotherapy sessions at home, or somebody to refill their medicines, or simple things like taking the member down to the park for some fresh air, or having doctors come and do a general checkup just to ensure that things are in place. All of this gets taken care of at home, with much cheaper rates, and ensuring that the quality of care is as good as what you may get in a hospital, which is not affected at all. So, I mean, we are seeing a lot of companies today in India, and this is a very good initiative, I think, and people are really benefiting. So, I mean, we also have seen people where, they are not even in India, and their parents are here, and they are always worried. And we have arranged for caregivers who are stationed at the home of the, parents of these people working, and they are at all given point of time in touch with the kith and kin abroad, and giving them daily updates of how it is that the health of their loved ones is progressing. So I mean, it is a very, very comforting thing to to know that everything is being taken care of. So it is a very, very good initiative and a very good line of business, I would say, that is there in India today. And I think everybody should kind of uh, engage themselves. Everybody is going to be needing such services at some point of time in life. So it's always better to work with people who are well trained and know their jobs well. Better to be in safe hands always.
Right. Thank you, Nishat. That was like, a thing that people need to understand about home health care. A lot of people recently have been taking it. So we're moving on to the fag end of your center stage. So how do you see medical value travel contributing to the economy and branding of India?
All right. So medical value travel today, I think India is ranked 10th on the medical tourism index today. We were ranked 10th at a global level in by the MTI, the Medical Travel Index, and 12 and 6th, I think, in the Asia Pacific region. A lot of people today want to come to India because the infrastructure of the hospitals is very, very good here. The doctors, the quality of doctors that we have is extremely good. Trust me, I have traveled the world over and I have interacted with doctors and medical fraternity people everywhere. And my personal opinion also is, of course, that the infrastructure in India and the quality of doctors here is very, very good, much better as compared to the other doctors, with all due respects to all of them, of course. But the cost that one incurs here in India is very, very affordable. The doctors are very good here. The infrastructure of the hospitals is very good, which kind of prompts people to come to India and avail services here. Pan India, you talk of Pan India, we are very, very good. FICCI today, the Indian Chamber of Commerce today has predicted that we are expected to grow by around $300 billion by 2024, if I'm not wrong, if my information is correct. And people also want to come to India simply because of the cultural aspect attached to it. They manage to get themselves treated and they also get a chance to do sightseeing. India is a culturally very rich country, a very interesting country for people. We are no longer known as the land of snake charmers. We are known for our, good brains, for our quality of treatment, with for our doctors, for our IT support that is available. The talent is humongous, and we have come far, far, far ahead from the snake charmers tag, and we really are there at a global level, challenging all the other countries, and we have never failed. So India is absolutely, absolutely the place to go to for any kind of medical requirements, any kind of medical treatment, any kind of medical tourism. Visas are easy to get. The medical visas today, it is very easy because the hospitals go to the extent of even getting into video calls with the patients, trying to understand their medical condition, and trying to arrange for letters which will help them procure their medical visas. So things are very, very easy, and we can see people from all different countries coming to us, the Middle Eastern countries, Iraq, Jordan, Bangladesh, all countries, the Asian countries especially. The India is known as the hub for medical tourism today, and I'm so sure that we are going to do very, very well in this sector going forward.
I couldn't agree more on that with you, Nishat. I personally work with a lot of hospitals. My sister is a doctor herself, and
Really,
a big salute to all those doctors,
absolutely,
all the nurses, or anybody in the medical field trying to take care of everybody in our country and others. I hope this will continue and India will be a superpower in the healthcare industry. Thank you
absolutely,
so much for
absolutely.
throwing your insights on this. Before we call it an end, Nishat, I want you to, now that you're a certified independent director and you've taken this course and your journey through International Directors Institute by RSG, I want you to, share how was your journey with us.
Very helpful, very enriching. The support that I got from the team was absolutely very good. Especially for people like me who's not very studious, or I took a long time to complete this course, almost a year, due to my hectic travel schedules. But the kind of support that I got from the team was absolutely very good. And in fact, I have also recommended your institute's name to a lot of friends of mine who I don't know. I've given Madhuri's contact details. So I just hope that she's been getting calls to kind of enroll them, and the experience has been really good. And the knowledge, more than anything, knowledge that I've gained is absolutely wonderful, very insightful. Thank you for being so helpful and for giving the study material that you all give. It has been really helpful and eye-opener for all of us, for people like me at least.
Thank you so much. It was pleasure to hear such kind words from you, and I hope this journey continues forever, and together we grow. And all the best for your next steps in terms of acquiring a position as an independent director. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing in the healthcare industry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure interacting with you, Madhulika. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching the center stage interview of Miss Nishat Shaikh. It was been a pleasure understanding her experience, expertise, and ideas, especially in the healthcare industries. I hope you did enjoy too. If you want to understand more about our initiatives, please visit our LinkedIn profile and our website at internationaldirectorsinstitute.com and rightsource-global.com. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all.